Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, you are most welcome to your today's English A class. And in today's English A class, we are going to discuss about a poem, A Nation's Strength. And this poem has been written by a well-known poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let us briefly describe about the life of poet first. Ralph Waldo Emerson was born on 25th May 1803 and he died on April 27, 1882. He was an American essayist, he was a philosopher, he was a lecturer, and he also was a poet. This was a brief introduction about the poet. Now, something very important about the poem. The poet has metaphorically compared a nation to a building. A metaphor is a figure of speech in which two things are compared to each other. Okay, we refer to one thing by mentioning another thing. In a sense, the poet has said that a nation is just like a building. It has a foundation, it has pillars, it is made up of stones and other things. Let me now tell you some important points about the poem. The poet has written the poem in 6 stanzas, and each stanza is made up of 4 lines. A stanza which is made up of 4 lines is called a quatrain. So, in a sense, our poem has 6 quatrains, and the rhyme scheme of each stanza is AB AB. We will discuss more about rhyme scheme once we read our poem. The poet has used rhetorical questions to introduce his poem. Rhetorical questions are those questions which are solely asked for effect. We do not expect any answers from anyone. So the poet has used many rhetorical questions in the poem. Here is our first stanza. What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that surround it throng? As you can see, there are question marks at the end of second and fourth line. So these are rhetorical questions asked by the poet, in which he asks, what makes the pillars of a nation high? What takes the pillars of a nation towards the sky? And what makes its base, its foundation so strong? Okay, what are those things that make the pillars and the base strong? And what are those things that make it mighty? Mighty means powerful, defy means protect. What gives it the power to protect itself? What makes it powerful to protect itself from those enemies? Foes means the enemies that gather around it in crowds, that every time surround it, that are looking for a chance to attack a nation. Okay, so what are those things that make it powerful, that makes its pillars and its foundation strong, and helps it to protect itself? Now, to check the rhyme scheme, you see the last 4 words of each line. They are high, strong, defy, throng. High rhymes with defy, strong rhymes with throng. Here comes the second stanza. It is not gold, its kingdoms grand go down in battle's shock. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. The poet says that money and valuable things, they cannot make a nation strong, because these valuable things are lost in battles. We lose a lot of precious things, money, gold, everything in battles. Money also is something that is temporary. It is just like sinking sand. The poet has compared money with sinking sand. We cannot lay the foundation of any building on sinking sand. We need an everlasting stone for making the foundation of a building. So, money is not like abiding rock. It is temporary. Praise the next stanza. Is it the sword? Ask the red dust of empires passed away. The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. The poet says that weapons that are used in wars are those weapons that make a nation strong. Then he says, no, these things cannot make a nation strong. When we go through the history and see the remains of most powerful empires, we feel that their building, that their nations have turned to ashes. They have lost their honor. They have lost everything that they possessed because of the endless wars. The weapons used in wars, they destroy the humanity. So these things cannot make a nation powerful. Next stanza. And is it pride? Ah, that bright crown has seemed to nations sweet, but God has struck its luster down in ashes at his feet. So the poet says that the nations who are proud of having bright crowns, who feel pride over the precious things, those things that seem to them that there is things on earth, they love them more than their lives. But what can God do? God can hit the shiny nature of these crowns. He can turn the shine, the luster into ashes at the feet of the empires. So those things on which we feel proud, God can turn those things into ashes, and we achieve nothing more than the ashes. So we must not feel proud of having precious things, those shiny crowns that are valuable. Those things are valuable, but not as our nation. Next stanza. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. Here comes the answer to all the questions. The poet says that only manpower, only men can make a nation great and strong. People means a nation. So a nation can become great and strong by its men. Those men who, for this honor of their nation, for the truth of their nation, suffer a lot. Okay, they remain steadfast. They do not want any material gains. They suffer, they even sacrifice their lives for the betterment of their nation. They are ready to give everything for their nation. So, such are the people that can make a nation great and strong. Some more qualities of these men are given in next stanza. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly. They build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. These are the men who work for the betterment of their nation when others are enjoying sound sleep. They have courage to do things while others run away. Others fly away, while these people have courage to do things and make the nation feel proud. And these are the people who lay the pillars of a nation deep, okay, and lift them towards the sky. And such are the people that can make their nation really feel proud over other nations. So, this was something about the poem A Nation's Strength. Hope you may have understood the poem. Thank you for remaining patient.